so this is going to be a little fun and different type of video that I've been trying to figure out how we were going to get this on the channel. So, why not do it now? So this video is about, I would say online safety. Okay, so just a little bit of history about me. I made a deal with myself, or not really what you call it, but anyway, I made a deal with myself when I was probably 18 or 19. I said, if by 25 I have not dated anybody, then I'm going to do something about it. Well, my joke is I made it to 25 and a half and then I signed up for eHarmony. But everybody's different. Everybody does things differently. I was homeschooled. So my life was about kids, was about school, was about working. I was working 30 hours a week. I was doing school. I was volunteering at my church. So I led a very, very active life. So dating was not on my register. And some of the times, like, we would go to Sunday school and the girls would be like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend. Oh, I'm with a new boyfriend. I'm like, dang. And all the time I saw dating as to find that one that you're meant to be with, not for fun and because I need a boyfriend. So I started working where I work now as my full-time job, and well, I should take that back. The year before, like, it was kind of like, okay, I need to kind of venture out and get to know people, and that's spooky. Didn't really go very far. Then I just started praying more about it, like, okay, God, do you have somebody for me? Who do you think it is? You know, start preparing me for that. Now you see a tail. So then I started working over the summer. Let's see that pokey. Over the summer I started working where I work now, and the girls were dating and doing things and meeting people, and I always say they were my push to actually get out there and do something. So it is exactly what I did. I joined eHarmony. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I joined eHarmony last August and started talking to a few people. Met one. Talked to a couple weirdos. I don't mean that rude, but it's like, that would never work. I ask very loaded questions from the beginning, because here I am. If I'm paying for this service, I want to know you, the real you. I want to know before we even meet a little bit about you. So I always ask, do you work? Do you have kids? Do you, what do you believe in? Do you believe in God? Do you, your personality, have you ever been arrested? Where did you grow up? Where do you live now? I don't tell them, like, I tell them what I am, but I don't tell them where I work, because I don't feel comfortable with that. I tell them, or ask them, how do you see marriage? How would you discipline your kids, whether you have kids or not? If your marriage was in trouble, would you go to counseling? Or do you give up easily? You think it, I probably asked. So I asked extremely loaded questions. And some people you get like, nope, and you click out of that one, and then you don't talk to them no more. And then you get people that are very upfront, and I'm like, nah. I was very upfront about what I would do and what I wouldn't do. For me, saving myself till marriage is very, very, very important. And so I put that one up there really quickly too. Like, I don't believe in doing this before marriage. I believe that God has one person out there for me, that when I meet him, I want to give him all of me. And so, that can end conversations fairly quickly too. So, and then asking, how do you feel about adoption? Because you never know. I don't have kids, so I don't know, am I going to be able to get mom? My mom had 6, but that don't mean nothing. But I was like, I don't know. So, if we couldn't have kids, how do you feel about adoption? So, I ask them a lot of questions because you never know. I think I put on mine that I was okay with people with kids because I love kids. Kids are my life. Kids, I always say, teach me more than any adult ever could. So, with that said, I got matched with a few people. Some people was just like, no, that ain't gonna work. You read their profile and you're like, why'd you match me up with this person? This is not gonna work. Anyway, but then I got matched with my fiance now. We started talking on there. We didn't talk consistently at first. I would say the first month. Well, yeah, month or two. I'd say the first 2 months. It was on and off. And I said, talking to me through this eHarmony website is going to be hard because sometimes I don't go in there. Sometimes I don't go in there. Sometimes my life is busy. I said I have nieces and nephews. I'm busy. I work full time. This is the life I lead. And we actually, when we started talking, it was on and off. One of us would initiate it. We'd start talking for a little while, and then something would happen. And he had kids, and so it was kind of like there's homework and dinner and bedtime, and he works, and it's gonna be crazy. So we met at the end of December, and we met this little burger place, not far from where I live, but it's one of my favorites. So we met there. We talked and talked and talked. And one really, really funny thing for me was we were talking about marriage, the first date, official date, I guess. And so, to me, it wasn't weird. I felt very comfortable. He was extremely shy and nervous. And I was like, okay. So then I would, purposely try to make him laugh or, try to make it easier. Okay, I'm just a down-home girl. It's alright. So then, after that, it was a couple months. We made it official in January, even though we had been going out, 2 to 3 times a week. I mean, it was ridiculous. Anyway, then I always say we bonded over custody cases. My sister and brother-in-law were going through a custody case with his 2 children from a previous relationship. He had been there. He had been divorced. He had dealt with lawyers in custody and court-mandated reporters coming to the house and asking him questions and the kids questions. And, I mean, it was just part of a divorce, part of life, And so, I always say we bonded over that. But, and my sister likes to take credit for that. Y'all bonded over my kids. And we made it official in January. And then they're always like, oh, I thought we were official. It's you didn't ask. I need to be asked. Hello? I don't just assume. So anyway, that was kind of funny. But then after that, I guess it was April, I told my parents. And that was nerve-wracking because I have to think about this too. I had never really dated. I had friends that were boys, but I did not. And even that didn't last long. But, I never, dated, and then I never, really brought somebody home to meet them. So that was kind of, they're like, oh, my dad was like, I don't know what to think about this. And then he had kids, and I was like, I don't know how my parents are going to feel about that. So, it was funny because before that we had mentioned, I think over Christmas, they're like, so what if one of us got with somebody who had kids? You'd be an instant grandma. And my mom was like, no, I'm too young. Blah, blah. And so I was like, because my sisters were helping me because they knew about him. So they were trying to, anyway, that was funny. And then I think my birthday or something. Anyway, so that was an epic fail. Well, then they actually met him, and then they met the kids, and then my parents were so ready to be grandparents. It was hilarious. It's a complete flip. We went up there one weekend right before Easter, and then the next weekend we brought the kids with us to go or to Easter, the Easter weekend. Oh, sorry. And they got to meet my parents, and they got to meet my relatives and everything. And then, like, after that, my parents were, like, so ready. And then, now the kids, you know, they call them, what do they call my dad? Papa or something like that. I don't remember what they call Mimi or something like that is what my mom was. Anyway, but they already have their names and everything. They go over there, and I'm not even there. So I'm like, I'm not even worried. I'm like, I'm at work. I'm stuck at work, and they're like, we're going to your parents' house. Go, have fun. But anyway, that's really fun and really exciting, and my parents are excited. I'm like, instant grandparents. So it's kind of fun. But that's really how it got started, through a website. I would say be safe and be smart, and I'll do a video on that separately. But that's kind of like how we got started. Things kind of were consistent. I would come to his house. He would, you know, like, I mean, he'd come over to my house, but we did things with the kids on the weekends or during the week or whenever I was free. And then they moved in right after Labor Day. And then the 26th of September is when we got engaged. So it's been crazy. I would say that it's been a roller coaster ride too. You have their mom, and that's different. I mean, hello, who's this new person coming in her kids' lives? I have no problem with her. She's their mom. They love her, therefore I have no problem with her. And her family, and I know it's different for them, just like it's different for us. You're introducing somebody new to your kids' lives. We had job change and area change and community change and cars breaking down and deaths that came, and there's been a lot, and it hasn't even officially fully been a complete year. And it's crazy, but I think, you know, it's like my sister said, if y'all can get past everything that's happening right now, then y'all can make it. So here's to the future. We will not be getting married for another year. I'm one of those DIY people. And so I'm like, no, it's going to take a little while. And I don't want to be completely stressed out and overwhelmed and trying to do like a 3-month courtship and then a 3-month engagement. I'm like, you people are crazy. And I want it to work for us, and I want the kids involved, and I want the kids majority involved in most things that I do. So, and then you're trying to balance these two different lives. So it can be kind of crazy. So anyway, that's just a little update, and then I'll give you some like online safety tips. So get ready for that video.